Hey everyone, Percy Jules here. So today I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna make a change in my life. Now, a little while ago I subscribed to Splice. Now, for those of you that don't know what Splice is, well, Splice is a platform, a subscription service from which you can download sounds, so samples. And for me that was particularly interesting because of drum sounds. I was looking for new drum sounds. I still am. In particular, one shot, so single kick drum sounds, single snare drum sounds, etc. And I have to say Splice is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. But there are alternatives. So what I will do now is I'm not sure if I will cancel my subscription to Splice. Just for now. But anyway, I will be trying out something else. So just a minute ago, I subscribed to another service called Loopcloud. So Loopcloud is in many ways very similar to Splice in that you can also download samples and use them in your own productions. By the way, this is not at all a sponsored video. I'm not sponsored by Splice nor by Loopcloud. This is just me doing some investigation and I'm sharing it with you guys. So again, there are a lot of similarities, but there are also a few differences. So first of all, the price. If we look at the lowest plan for Splice, you pay for 100 credits, you pay $8 per month. If you look at Loopcloud, for 100 points, you pay €7. Well, €7 and $8 is pretty much the same. And again, with both you get 100 points or 100 credits. The difference is that in Splice, I haven't seen a sample that didn't cost 1 credit to purchase. There must be other prices as well, but I haven't come across them yet. Whereas in Loopcloud, it seems like most samples cost 2 points or 2 credits. So in that regard, you might say that Loopcloud is a bit more expensive than Splice. Now, another thing is that Splice, to me, seems to be much more community-based. So, for example, Splice has something called Splice Studio. Now, Splice Studio is basically kind of an online DAW. You can create an entire song online. And of course, you can access that song from anywhere that you have an internet connection. So that's pretty nice. And obviously that also allows for collaboration. So there's a lot of collaboration going on. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but of course you can buy sounds from Splice, but producers, I believe, can also sell sounds on Splice. So it's also a bit of a marketplace. So again, it's much more a community thing, whereas Loopcloud, as you can see on their website, Loopcloud is powered by Loopmasters. Now, Loopmasters is simply a company, and of course, they're trying to sell as much as possible, and they're using Loopcloud to do so. So to me, it seems it's like that. So not sure to what degree that will influence the end user, but I'm just saying that to me it seems that Splice is much more a community thing, whereas Loopcloud, not so much. Now, one thing I really like about Loopcloud is this Loopcloud tool. So this application you get with Loopcloud. So this is what it looks like, and this is the equivalent for Splice. It's kind of similar, but it's also kind of basic. So what can you do with this? Well, you can see your projects, the projects you're working on. You can also see your samples, so the samples you've downloaded from the Splice website, and you can manage them from here. There's also something called tools. So tools, you can just rent to own some plugins. You will pay a monthly fee, and after a certain period of time, you will own those plugins. It's pretty nice that it's there, but personally I wouldn't get into this because honestly it's kind of expensive. But that's up to you. Anyway, this is what the Splice tool looks like. Let's go back to Loopcloud. And obviously with Loopcloud you can also manage all the samples that you download from Loopcloud. Let me go to my library. Looks kind of empty, doesn't it? Well, I haven't downloaded anything yet. This is just a Loopcloud welcome pack and a Loopcloud free registration sample pack. But obviously anything I will download, I will be able to manage right from here. But on top of that, I will also be able to manage all the samples that are already on my computer. So I can tell Loopcloud to check some folders on my computer, and it will manage all the samples within those folders. And also, with any subscription, you will also get a certain amount of web space, and you can upload all the samples that are on your computer to the cloud, so you can access them from anywhere. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? But that's not all, because this tool doesn't just allow you to buy, download, and manage your samples. It also allows you to edit your samples. So for example, let's just search for a little sample right here. Yeah. All right, so let's listen in. Okay, very nice. But now you can make all kinds of edits. So first of all, you can do something to the tempo. By the way, Loopcloud also comes with a plugin for your DAW. So as you can see, this is the plugin, and it will help you to sync your DAW to this Loopcloud tool. So as you can see right here, DAW connected to Studio One. And also you can see BPM 110, and if we go to Studio One, tempo 110. You know, so it's always in sync this way. Now you can edit the pitch. There are also some patterns. I will get back to that in a second. But let's go to the tools. Here, let's start with the split tool. You can make some cuts like this. And then you can, you know, delete some stuff, and then you can drag some stuff over. You can do some reversing, or you can even do silencing. And you know, also there are some effects. So there are delays, filters, panners, reverbs, etc. So you can do all kinds of stuff to this sample to make it sound like you want it to. As I mentioned, there are also some patterns. What are patterns? These are some presets basically. And let me first go back to the original sample. It sounds like this. And let me then apply some patterns so you can see what it does. Okay, let's go. Well, I think you get the idea. So you can do a lot of edits right from within this tool. So that's super cool. So what I can do now, well, let me first apply another pattern. Let's take this one. Okay, let's see what it sounds like. All right, that's pretty interesting. But let's say that this is what we like, this is what we need, this is what we're looking for. What we can do now is we can drag this into our DAW. So let's get this out of the way. And I have two choices. I can either drag in the original file, or I can drag in the processed file. Let's choose the latter, and let's just bring it in here. And let's go to our DAW, and now let's listen in. Voila, there it is. So now we can continue working on our song with this this sample, this processed sample in our DAW. Now, one last thing I'll talk about real quickly is the different tracks. So this is the latest version. Version 5 was released last week or something like that, I believe. And as of version 5, we now have the option of using different tracks. So we just brought in a sample and we made some edits to it. But we can do the same on track 2. Bring in another sample and make some edits. Do the same on track 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And when that is all done, we can then bring it into our DAW and continue working on it. So, you know, this tool is a very versatile tool and you can do absolutely amazing things with it. So, thumbs up. To be honest though, yeah, this thing offers a lot of editing capabilities and a lot of editing tools, and I'm really impressed with it. I'm just not completely sure to what degree I will be using this, because that's also what I have a DAW for. DAWs are made for these kinds of edits, so I'm just not sure if I will actually be using this and to what degree. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Anyway, I am pretty excited about this Loopcloud, so I will be messing around with this in the coming days, weeks, months, and I will let you know how I get on. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.